Shoot me.
You know what apocalypse actually means? To uncover what you couldn't see before.
Hello, welcome to our RecapPlus channel with me, Matthew. Today we will watch a recap movie called After the Dark, released in 2013. This is a spoiler content video. So please turn on the subtitle and let's start the story. James overslept and barely made it to class. Mr. Zimmett, a philosophy teacher, reluctantly allowed him entry. His girlfriend Petra, the top student in her class, gave him a disappointed glance. It was their final day at the international school in Jakarta. Mr. Zimmett had set a challenge for his class of 20, presenting them with thought experiments to prepare them for their future. The students shared examples such as the concept of a monkey with a typewriter eventually reproducing Hamlet given infinite time, the ethical dilemma of the trolley problem, and the moral quandary of the obese man on the tracks. They discussed these scenarios as they contemplated their choices. Mr. Zimmett then introduced an exercise assuming an impending atomic apocalypse. A bunker provided shelter for only 10 people for a year, despite there being 20 in the class. Panic set in as they realized the dire situation. Initially hesitant, Petra eventually agreed to participate when Zimmett threatened to lower her boyfriend's academic grade. Zimmett distributed cards detailing each student's role in the exercise, but an unexpected coughing fit interrupted the process. As the students began to introduce their assigned characters, ranging from an organic farmer to a published poet, Zimmett suddenly shot the poet, arguing it was more humane than subjecting him to radiation exposure since he wouldn't fit in the bunker anyway. The exercise continued with fervent debate as the students defended their right to survival. In a tense vote, Zimmett secured a spot in the bunker over an opera singer. As they prepared to bid farewell to those left behind, gunshots shattered the room. Zimmett had executed those excluded from the bunker. In the chaos, Petra confided in James, expressing her reluctance to have him in the bunker. James, quick-witted, devised a plan. Before entering the bunker, he discreetly instructed each student to gather plants, promising to meet them inside. As the group separated, James covertly ensured everyone's inclusion in the bunker, circumventing Zimmett's ruthless authority. After a while, Zimmett becomes aware of their plan. He disables the external keypad and seals the bunker shut, remaining outside. Inside, the group surveys their surroundings for the coming year, an artificial garden, a day bed, anything to alleviate their depression. James finds solace with Petra, expressing his unwavering support for her. As James drifts off to sleep, Petra ventures outside to check on Zimmett. She discovers him holding up a piece of paper claiming sole possession of the exit code, leaving the group uncertain of its authenticity. With no choice but to endure, they resign themselves to a year in the bunker, performing mundane tasks and enduring a sense of dissatisfaction and agony. Petra continues to monitor Zimmett's body, her dejection palpable. It's been far from a heavenly year, leaving them to wonder if their first ordeal's end marks the beginning of another. Surviving the year, they learn the necessity of the exit code. Despite futile attempts to break out and dwindling supplies, their fate remains sealed. In despair, they choose to end their lives. Regarding the thought exercise, it proves futile. Zimmett, as the designated bunker builder, holds the key to their escape. Opting to redo the exercise, the group's dynamics shift as additional details emerge from the distributed cards. James, revealed to be both an organic farmer and homosexual, gains acceptance. Conversely, the surgeon, previously approved, is now rejected due to potential Ebola exposure. Petra challenges Zimmett's logic, particularly his acceptance of a hedge fund manager carrying gold while rejecting others based on arbitrary criteria. Amidst the turmoil, personal revelations surface, such as James and the chemist's shared homosexuality outside the exercise's confines, leaving Petra mildly disappointed. As they grapple with their fate, explosions outside signal the failure of escape attempts by those left behind. Rushing into the bunker, the survivors confront a new reality, their personal dynamics reshaped by the harsh truths unearthed within the thought experiment. As the group deliberates on their procreation strategy, they confront the realities of their circumstances. With the revelation of the carpenter's infertility, along with the exclusion of the chemist and James, new pairings are arranged. Petra finds herself reluctantly paired with Zimmett, while the soldier is matched with the midwife and the senator with the housekeeper. Despite their attempts at planning for the future, explosions continue to rock the earth outside. After 10 weeks pass with no pregnancies, tensions escalate. Zimmett insists on changing couples, prompting resistance from the soldier who accuses him of taking logic too far. In a sudden turn of events, Zimmett brandishes a gun, coercing everyone but the soldier out of the room. In the ensuing chaos, the chemist seizes an opportunity to disarm Zimmett, But the confrontation ends tragically as Zimmet opens the bunker doors, unleashing death upon them. Following yet another failed exercise, James confronts Zimmet about his motives and the suspicious circumstances surrounding their assigned roles. He discovers tampering with their cards, questioning Zimmet's vendetta against him. Zimmet invokes Plato's allegory of the cave to justify his actions, claiming to challenge James's privileged worldview. Despite Petra's insistence on a third attempt, James remains skeptical, prompting a revised exercise where James assumes the role of a florist. In their third iteration, tensions simmer as Zimmet prepares to leave for a routine check outside. Petra seizes the opportunity to manipulate him, gaining control over the bunker's fate. With the group's trust, she meticulously selects individuals for entry based on their diverse skills and attributes. Zimmet, left stunned, watches as Petra's choices reflect a more thoughtful and inclusive approach to survival, acknowledging the unique contributions of each member, including the chemist, whose inclusion comes with a pang of regret for his solitary status as a homosexual in the group. In class, Zimmet asserts the statistical likelihood of someone being homosexual, prompting the pastry chef to come out and secure a spot in the bunker. With only 2 slots remaining, Petra selects James, infuriating Zimmet. Threatening her with academic consequences, Zimmet reaches for his gun, but Petra outwits him, having swindled the weapon earlier. She hands him back the gun, unloaded, with 2 bullets, sparing him suffering. James intervenes, brandishing a rifle after catching Zimmet attempting to hide guns. Despite Zimmet's final gambit, claiming sole knowledge of the exit code, the soldier recalls it, leaving Zimmet defeated. Petra suggests giving the last spot to the soldier, but she refuses, prompting the sterile carpenter to volunteer. As Petra prepares to leave, she entrusts the boat's keys to the carpenter, intending to stay behind. James implores her to come, but she insists on facing the radiation alone. In a twist, the carpenter switches places with Petra, sacrificing himself. The rest rush to the boat, escaping the island. Reflecting on their time in the bunker, Petra acknowledges the surprising moments of joy amid hardship, fueled by creativity and camaraderie. Their departure reveals the absence of bombs. Zimmet had found refuge in a cave, preventing catastrophe. However, he attempts to detonate a rocket, prompting the survivors to stop him, asserting their collective will. In a flashback, the carpenter orchestrates his own thought experiment, involving multiple partners. Petra confronts Zimmet about his intentions regarding James, revealing their affair and asserting her love for James. The film concludes with Zimmet alone, grappling with his inner turmoil and contemplating his actions. To watch more video like this, click on the videos on your screen, and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last I will say, stay safe and stay healthy. See you next videos.